Bismillah Rahman Rahim. Welcome to Learners Podcast. Today is the second session on the programming for the non-IT professionals. This is a part of our training for the data science. In the previous session, that was an orientation session in which I have discussed the objective of this course and the methodology that I am going to adopt in it. Well, this training is specifically designed for the non-IT professionals. Non-IT professionals. Okay, when I say the non-IT professionals, as I have already mentioned in my previous session, these are the people who are, who have the no knowledge about the, the programming. So my target learners are those who are not aware about the programming. Okay, this is one thing. Second thing is they want to become a data scientist. Okay, this is their interest. And for that, they want to learn the programming. Among these learners might be there are some who are completely new to this machine, new to the computer. They never used this computer before. And might be there are others who are familiar with some part of it. I mean, they might have used some tool. They might have worked. They might have used it in their offices. They might have used some tools. Even there might be many who are familiar with the office automation tool like MS Office, Word, Excel, PowerPoint. But they are not familiar. They are not, able to program this machine. Okay, which is an essential requirement for the data scientist, the programming ability. So this course is basically designed to develop the programming ability. And in this course, we are going to we are going to learn the C++ and Python. And this is the first thing. And second thing is, there might be some kind of the confusion in the mind of the learners that I want to be clear at this stage. That is it possible that a non-IT professional can learn these highly technical languages? And this is a confusion. This is no doubt a confusion because I understand, I know, and I have the experience that this is highly possible. That a non-IT professional who has no knowledge of the computer can also become a computer programmer. Okay, languages and learning these languages is not difficult because this is completely a new phenomena, new kind of a thing, new kind of a tool. Okay, you have to develop a new kind of the approach. You have to develop the approach like a programmer. Okay, you have to act like a programmer. You have to behave like a programmer. And that something is completely new for those who are non-IT professionals. And I offer this, name this thing a programming logic. So my request is just, keep this confusion away from you. Okay, I need the confidence by all the learners. The confidence in them that they can learn these languages. And I'm going to make it possible for you. I'm going to make it, this dream a reality. No doubt it is a difficult path. I understand it's kind of we are moving upward. Okay, there is a constant struggle in it. You have to move upward, definitely. But in the beginning, it might be difficult. But after that, it would become, once you will be learn its basic, fundamentals, then things would be quite easier for you. Your learning would be become more, you will be more comfortable in learning these languages. Okay, next thing is, when we see definitely while learning, you will come across the different resources. You might read some books. You might visit some, blogs, learning blogs on the internet. Okay, that is highly possible. And every learner should do this thing, but in that you have to don't forget that we are adopting. You have to keep this thing in your mind that in this training, in this learning, we are adopting a special kind of the methodology that is specially designed for the non-IT professionals. This thing is important to understand. Because if you follow those books, then you have to follow, if you follow their methodologies or if you start learning from them, I am 100% sure that you won't be able to learn that. And I haven't find any books so far, I mean to say, which are specifically, or at this level, I mean to say C++ and Python, that is written for specifically for the non-IT professional. And this thing is very important to understand. So if I divide this learning or the learning methodologies into two forms, so we come across with the one is the, we can say, a textbook oriented approach. Okay, and other is, you can say, a kind of the in a simple terms, if I say apprenticeship kind of the learning. This is kind of the, you can say, just like on the job training. In the apprenticeship or on the job training, basically a learner is put on the job. Okay, he works in the real time situation. Got my point? And during that training, he learns. And day by day, that is a kind of a, you can say, a gradual approach in which he learns, he builds up his learning step by step. Okay, as he come across any situation, or the, you can say, he work on different, you can say, departments, in he learns according to that department's work. So as he is posted in one work situation, he learn according to that work situation. And after completing that task, he moves to the next one, and this is how he learns. Okay, this is the on-the-job training approach, and this is very effective one as well. My approach is taken from this approach. Whereas in the textbook style, that is kind of, you can say, a classrooms type approach, in which you have the syllabus and you have the contents to cover, and you are assigned a book to, I mean to have book is recommended, and in that book, all the, I mean to say, there are the chapters, or you can say the content, and in each topic has the notes available. Each topic has the comprehensive kind of notes. All the aspects of that topics are discussed in that. And basically, the approach is, in the textbook learning, they are prepared for the exams. Students are prepared for the exams. Whereas in the apprenticeship training, they are, I mean to say, prepared for the job. They are prepared for the work. These are the two different approaches. Okay, as we are going to learn the programming, I mean to say, for some certain, to do certain jobs, to certain work, so we have to follow this approach. So based on this, I might not be covering all the topics. Okay, that we see generally. If you follow any textbook along the learning, you might find that I am not, I mean to say, not at all discussing certain things, but I am discussing certain few things. Okay, you have to understand the difference between these two approaches. Because if I start covering all the topics on each and every topics, and prepare you from every aspect of that topic, then it would be, one thing would be that this learning would be slow, number one, and that would be rather more confusing for you. All right, we will also cover all those topics, but I am not going to cover the topic in a way that these textbooks are offering. We will learn any topic based on the, I mean to say, our learning module, and whatever theory, whatever practices are required, we will do according to that. Okay, and then we will move to the next one. We will move to the next topic based on the, I mean to the knowledge that we have learned into the previous session. Okay, and there we will add up some more knowledge. We will learn more theory related to that. So in a way, when you will cover some part of the syllabus, you will find that most of the things that you have left in the early session that have been covered. Okay, so this thing is important. This approach is very important for you to understand. So for this, my request to the learner is that they have to. I will maintain the minimum level of the. I mean to the minimum level of learning. Okay, and this minimum level of learning you have to maintain. I would be covering this minimum level. And if you will just skip anything, any dot with this minimum level, I won't be give you the surety that you will be able to learn. Because particularly in the case of the programming is a kind of you can say a connecting the dots. Okay, every next step is related to the what you have learned. I mean to say in the previous session. So if you just drop or skip any of this topic, this minimum level, so I cannot give you the guarantee that you would, or might be after some time I might find those learners, they say that yeah, this training is not possible for them. They will have to review their behavior at that time. They will have to review this thing, that which thing they have missed. Okay, so at this time this was very essential for me to discuss with you that you have to follow what I am advising, what I am guiding you to do. Okay, my approach would be I will be discussing a topic, and based on that topic, if I feel there are certain assignments, practice assignments that are required for you to do, I will be providing those assignments in the related block that is attached with this, you can say, with this training. Its link is given in the description of the video. You will just, after attending each lecture, you will go to that blog, okay, or from there not only you will get the link to this lecture as well as also the related I mean to say the necessary theory related to that, plus also I will be giving you the assignment. So my learning training would be the assignment based training. I would be giving you the exercises to do, and you have to complete those exercises before attending the next session. This is very important. Yes, there are the two kinds of the learner. I recommend that learning as well. That there might be those learners that who might attend my lectures on the first place, 1, 2, 3, or 4 lectures, make some understanding. But it's up to you. It's not from my side. I mean, there is no restriction from my side. But my point of view is first listen watch my lecture carefully. Okay, 1 time, 2 time, as much you I mean to say whatever is your approach, or you might attend my 1, 2, 3, or 4 lectures on a first place so that you can have some basic understanding. But before moving on, just stop there. Okay, don't watch my next lecture. The first complete all the assignments related to the 2 or 3 lectures that you have watched. Okay, then move to the next one. This is also a very much recommended approach from the learners. I am giving you the surety that if you follow this style, you will definitely. I'm going to make you a programmer, inshallah, very soon. Okay, you will see this thing. I need from your side your commitment, your regularity, and your passion. If you assure me this, I assure you my hard work, and I will be providing you the material in time, and I will try to be quick in it. Okay, I won't be slow in it, because if I slow down the process, then it might take a longer time to complete, because it's a long syllabus. If you say, I mean to say, we have to cover first the procedural part, that is the fundamental part, then we have to cover some advanced procedural language, you can say the structural part of the advanced structural part of the programming, and then after that that is the first paradigm. Okay, then we have to shift our paradigm, and that is the OOPS. Okay, one cannot learn the OOPS directly without covering that structural part. This is my experience. Okay, if I mean to say, if someone is having his own experience, his own opinion, I have no objection about with that. But my experience is, and most of the people also agree this, and I read the reviews and all these things. I'm of this school of thought who says that learning of OOPS directly is not possible. I mean, it will stop you somewhere. If you even learn, I mean to say, learning language, what I mean doesn't mean that learning the syntax. I mean to learning to use that language. Okay. The learning the language is something different, but I mean to say, if you have learned the language, you have completed some course, are you able to use that language in a practically? That is what I mean to say. A person who is direct coming to from the OOPS and just start learning the programming, he will never become you can say a practical programmer. he has to one way or the other, he have to come to this part. Okay, this basic part. So nowadays, these programming languages become so advanced. Okay, computers, as the technology is moving up, these programming languages are also advancing. Okay, so with this understanding that I wanted to discuss, I hope you have understood my point of view. So if you still have some confusion, you can send me in the comment box. Must take part in the discussion questions. With every video, I have shared the discussion question, and that discussion question will broaden up your, I mean to say, or develop your programmer's perspective. This thing is very important. You have to, if you want to become a programmer, you have to think like a programmer, and for that you have to develop the programming perspective. And these discussion questions will make you a programmer. They will develop your perspective, programmer's perspective. Okay, with this training, you will become, inshallah, a full-fledged programmer. Okay.